tragedies almost every hour of every day, not just the documented ones, the tragedies of people climbing on planes, but the little tragedies of people with documents not getting admitted or families getting separated, and some people being admitted and others not. Planes took off with empty seats repeatedly. So it's not the case that it was like, oh, we're turning you away because there isn't enough space. That was not what was going on. What was going on was the typical chaos of a bureaucracy under the strain of immense crisis. Mistakes being made by good-meaning people, but operating under very tough circumstances.
With the fall of Kabul on August 15th, it just turned into a massive, hysteria over there of people trying to get out.
Names were getting added to lists, but then the lists weren't getting updated quickly enough, or people at checkpoints who hadn't slept well in days couldn't read, the names properly or read the first name as the last name.
There were random people getting through that were cleared, not cleared, and then others who were cleared could not get through. It was just chaos.
The Taliban trying to disperse individuals. There were people who got crushed to death in that crowd, folks who were collapsing because of heat, dehydration. It was an incredibly dangerous and chaotic scenario.
That's just the people who made it to Kabul. I mean, think about all the people all across the country who never even got to Kabul, let alone to the airport. I mean, a lot of people got stuck because of the speed with which the collapse occurred. While many people predicted the collapse, imminent collapse, I think the speed took almost everybody, even perhaps the Taliban itself, by surprise.
Without a plan, the U.S. government did not have a plan going into this, that it just turned into this haphazard, some got in, some didn't.
And we all saw the images on television, but I think that just points directly back to the commander-in-chief, the lack of leadership, the lack of a game plan, not listening to top brass. I mean, Milley himself said that he had urged the president to do this a different way. It was backwards. We started taking our forces out. We started moving away from protecting Americans and our allies before we really had a plan in action.
The Bagram Air Force or Air Base, the military, U.S. military air base at Bagram should have been kept open. That would have been the easiest way to evacuate the citizens and American citizens and as well as allies.
We were told early on before the evacuation started that they had looked at every scenario possible. Well, they didn't. They clearly didn't, because if they had, we would not have 13 Gold Star families for no reason whatsoever. We could have saved the lives of the Marines that were lost in Afghanistan lately. We just didn't need to go down that road. But I believe it's because no one knows what's happening. No one understood how many Americans were there. No one had a game plan. And again, we have never been given straight answers.
So it's just it's huge effort that needs to ramp up and continue, because really it's not over. I mean, sometimes you hear about, the evacuation, it's complete, or it's not. It's very much not complete. There's still hundreds of thousands of people over there still. President Biden didn't start the war, but it's really how it's ending is the key right now.